Okay, I literally just spent an entire week eating nothing besides Japanese school lunch. In Japan, they call this kyushoku, and since I'm an elementary school teacher, I'm expected to eat kyushoku every day with the students. So in this challenge, I didn't have breakfast, no dinner, just school lunch, no seconds. And then I would do intermittent fasting for 23 hours until the next day came and it was time for another kyushoku. In Japan, they call getting seconds or extra food okawari. In this challenge, I did not do okawari, which is especially difficult because I teach at elementary schools. Even before I came to Japan, I heard about Japanese school lunches. Recently, they've gained a lot of notoriety about being exceptionally balanced and healthy and delicious compared to what you would see in an American cafeteria, for example. So as a fun way of getting back into making videos, I thought it would be a fun challenge for me to test just exactly how healthy these school lunches are. Quite literally, I wanted to see if I could depend on just a Japanese school lunch in my day-to-day life. And I'm a very active guy. I work out 6 days a week. I go to basketball on Wednesdays, and I even go to the track sometimes to do sprints, as well as riding my bike and walking a lot since I'm in Japan now and I don't have a car. Now we have kyushoku calendars every month or every term, and you can see what we're gonna have every day. Sometimes we get lists of the nutritional info, but I don't have access to those lists right now. But I would say it's a fair bet to say that every lunch is at least 500 calories. This is what a regular Japanese school lunch looks like. It usually has rice, maybe soup, and a plate with 2 entrees and maybe a dessert. Every time you're served a tray of school lunch in Japan, usually you'll get something that looks like a Mickey Mouse head, which is no coincidence. In Japan, they're known for loving Disney and Disneyland. The only thing that I do not partake in when it comes to kyushoku or the school lunches in Japan is I do not drink the milk they offer. Now going into Monday, I weighed 72 kilograms. So I'm tracking how much weight I lose, how much strength I lose, and how much energy I lose, as well as how hungry I feel on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so jumping into the first day. So for Monday's lunch, my school tried to do something they don't usually do, which is feed the kids Thai food. So on Monday, the school lunch consisted of rice, something called kenchu tofu, yamun sen fu sarada, kabao funiku soboro. Actually, maybe it was the kabao funiku soboro that tasted alright, but the yamun sen fu sarada was disgusting, tasted like pickles and butter. Now Monday is my chest day in the gym. Here you can see I'm lifting 85 kilograms for reps of 5 or 6 and 90 kilograms for reps of at least 3 or more. I want to see how much strength I lose throughout the week, so I decided to film my Monday workout. Surprisingly, I had a decent amount of energy going into that workout as well. Really comfortable, trying to keep my mind off things. Here's to hoping that the hunger is not as bad as it is now in the morning. Alexa, stop. Now the next day, Tuesday, day 2 in the challenge, should have been difficult because it's leg day. And leg day, for anybody that lifts weights, is notoriously the most difficult day of the week because you need the most energy to activate the biggest muscles on your body, which are your legs. And Tuesday's lunch was more of traditional school lunch. You have rice and you have some packet called furikake, which is delicious. It's basically a seasoning you pour on the rice. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Kaki tamajiru, which is very good as well, and like a kind of typical stir fry that you see in most school lunches with a little bit of protein. For like a small dessert, they had something called acerora zeri. I think it was just grape jelly. I don't remember too well, but it tasted delicious. And leg day went well as well. I didn't lose any strength yet, and I was kind of surprised. We're at the end of day 2. I'm definitely starting to feel the hunger. I didn't lose much strength today in the gym, surprisingly. The only thing that I'm worried about is tomorrow, because it's going to be a very busy day at work with 3rd graders, full day of classes, undokai practice, which is like the sports day practice. I'll go to work until 4. I'll go to the gym until 6:30. I'll go to basketball until 9. So much energy will be necessary for tomorrow, so I hope that it doesn't feel much worse than it does right now. Okay, day 3 of the challenge. We had something called samatama raisu boru. I think that was just bread, like sweet bread. In the middle, it's kind of sugary. It's very delicious. Jamon potato, which is okay. It's kind of hard to eat with chopsticks. And 2 chicken nuggets and sengiri soup. It mostly had just vegetables in it. Very small portion sizes for Wednesday. Now this lunch up to then was the smallest portions of that week. And I started to feel a little hunger this day. Okay, that is the end of the 3rd day. Today, for some reason, I didn't get any weaker in any of my lifts. Even though today's kyushoku seemed like it was relatively low in calories, I did not get weaker at all in any of my lifts. I felt really hungry after lifting weights and before playing basketball. Yes, I play basketball after lifting weights on Wednesdays. And usually I'll burn like several hundred calories just because I go so hard. But somehow I still did that, even on the lack of energy that I should have, only eating a small kyushoku today. So I'm honestly starting to believe that this diet is worth continuing, like outside of the weekend, continuing this diet, because my energy is not that far off from what it should be if I were eating a lot more calories. Okay, jumping into day 4 of the challenge, Thursday. For some reason, this day was by far the most painful day of the challenge. I felt so hungry all day. I felt like I could faint, honestly, climbing up the stairs to go to the classes. Again, I was hoping for some big portions, but it was surprisingly small portions. So there's rice, there's some kind of bean thing that I had to eat very slowly with chopsticks, matsumajiru, and some fish that was very delicious, but in the smallest form factor, the smallest portion. I was very disappointed. 4th day really should have been the easiest, but it definitely was not the easiest. It was the most difficult of the week. Okay, day 4 is finally done. It's light in my room for once because there's no gym today. Yes, it sucks. Some Japanese gyms close on certain days. It's good though that I don't have to work out because I don't have any energy today. I hit a wall. The first few days were alright, but today I felt dizzy. I felt like I was gonna faint just walking up the stairs to go into classes. Half of the classes being 3rd grade classes, which is pretty tough because you need a certain amount of energy to entertain 3rd graders. The school lunch portions also seemed abnormally low today, so just unfortunate. I think I'll go to bed very early today just to get to the final day of the week. Yeah, this just hitting the wall today makes this challenge feels so much more unfeasible than I thought it was before today. Putting down the camera now, just gonna pass out. Hopping into the 5th day, Friday, following that low nutrition of Thursday, I had one of my favorite school lunches, which is udon. You see udon in the little package. You basically take your spoon and chop it up and put it slowly into your soup. And that soup has a lot of stuff in it. It has a burage, potatoes, meat, very full, rich soup that you then put the udon noodles in, and it's just way heavier of a lunch. Those vegetable things you see on the side is kind of ramen flavored, and they're called kogane moyashi. And the little balls that you see are little basically mochi-ish kind of rice balls called dango, and they're delicious. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Friday was by far the biggest and heaviest and most satisfying meal of the week, and it just capped off the challenge perfectly. Now, to my surprise, after Friday's meal, after work was over, I went to the gym, kind of hungry, you know, after not eating anything besides school lunch for a week, but I barely lost any strength. In this clip, I'm benching 85 kilograms again like I did Monday for the same amount of reps. So I just didn't bother filming anymore because I didn't lose any strength. However, I did lose a little bit of endurance. I also weighed myself Friday. From Monday, I weighed 72 kilograms, and on Friday, I weighed 68.9 kilograms. So I lost a little over 3 kilograms in a week, which is well over 6 pounds. All in all, this challenge was very easy, surprisingly. For a crazy extreme diet, this challenge was surprisingly easy. I know it's not smart and not the healthiest way of going about your life, especially if you're active like me with lifting, walking, bike riding, running, playing basketball, but it's very cheap actually. It's a good way of saving money if you want to save a little bit of money through the work week, and if you want to lose a little weight through the work week. I would actually might recommend this challenge to other people that work similar jobs as me. So unfortunately, the week that I decided to do this challenge, all the school lunches were relatively odd, kind of not normal school lunches you might see, because usually you have a lot of variety, Japanese food, you even have pastas, burgers sometimes, but ranking them on a scale from 1 to 10, Monday's kyushoku was literally a 4. It's probably the lowest ranked kyushoku I've ever eaten in my life. Tuesday's kyushoku I would give an 8 just because it had dessert and I like dessert. Wednesday's kyushoku was a 7. Nothing to write home about. The chicken nuggets were very good, the soup was alright, the bread was very good, and the potatoes were alright. Thursday's kyushoku was an 8 as well. Actually, the fish was delicious and there was so many fish left over. I was upset that I couldn't get seconds. I was eating with the second graders, so they didn't eat hardly enough fish. Friday's kyushoku, I would give a 9. Very good. The udon was delicious. I love dango. Okay, so that wraps up the week, and if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. And subscribe and like if you'd like to see any more videos of my life in Japan or anything else that you could suggest. Leave a comment if you enjoyed the video, and I'm out.